Gathered friends, listen again to our legend of the Bionicle. Hello everyone, it's Connor, and here on Amaja-Nui Tales, we will be analyzing the different types of mechanical robots that carry the story of Bionicle. Today, we will be breaking down the Toa's suits of armor, the Exo-Toa. The Exo-Toa were robotic suits that had their own artificial intelligence. Their programming did not have a set function, allowing the robots to simply follow what they were told to do. The robots had various sensors to sense the outside world, including heat sensors to detect their targets. Each Exo-Toa carried an extendable claw that could inflict devastating blows, and an electro-rocket launcher that fired electrically charged, explosive rockets. The machines were easily controlled by the Makuta, allowing the Makuta to control multiple robots at the same time, as well as channel their Krata powers while possessing the robots. Despite the robots being unable to speak alone, the Makuta were able to speak directly through the machines. The suits of armor were specifically designed to be worn by Toa as a way to combat threats like the Barraki and their queens, the Barraki. When piloted by a Toa, the Exo-Toa greatly improved the strength and physical endurance of the Toa. A Toa could still use their Konohi, but their use of the elemental powers were greatly limited by the suit. The Exo-Toa were first created by the Ninra Ghosts, inventors for the Brotherhood of Makuta. The robots were later mass-produced in factories on the polluted island of Zia. The machines guarded fortresses of the Brotherhood, and were also placed in the Barraki nests in case the Barraki were awakened prematurely. When the Barraki warlords attempted to conquer the Matoran Universe, the Exo-Toa were used by the Brotherhood in their armies to defeat the warlords. Makuta Pterodax planned to execute the Barraki with these robots, but they later escaped. When the Makuta evolved into a more gaseous state, Makuta Kirox possessed an Exo-Toa to test his new abilities, as well as to prank his colleague Makuta Mutran. Later on, Makuta Kojal led an army of their robots to overwhelm the defenses of the mystical island of Artaka. These robots were later destroyed by the secretive Order of Amaja-Nui to hide the island's location. The Makuta soon after led these Exo-Toa along with their armies to conquer other islands throughout the Matoran Universe. When the Toa Haga raided the Makuta fortress of Destral, the Toa destroyed many of the robots defending the fortress. Later on, when the Great Cataclysm happened, the Makuta fortress was damaged by the event, causing falling debris to crush the armor of the Makuta of Stelt. The Makuta possessed an Exo-Toa while his armor was repaired. As war broke out between the Brotherhood and the mercenaries called the Dark Hunters, the Makuta launched many robots to fight against the criminals, though they were not effective. When the Barraki swarms were unleashed on the island of Amaja-Nui, the Toa Mata found 6 Exo-Toa underneath the island after unlocking them from their chambers with their collected Krana. The Toa got into the robotic suits and used them to fight against the Barraki queens. Despite their enhanced abilities, the Toa were unable to defeat them and reached a stalemate. The Toa Mata later got out of these suits to use their elemental powers to finish the battle. The Toa Mata later returned as the transformed Toa Nuva and witnessed the elite Barraki Call fighting the Exo-Toa, guarding the trapped Barraki. The Barraki Call destroyed the robotic armor with ease, though the pieces of the robot later crushed one of the Barraki Call after their powers were overloaded. When the Matoran of Amaja-Nui returned to the city island of Metru-Nui, the Onu Matoran Nuparu took some of the pieces of the Exo-Toa to the island, though he had no chance to study them before being sent on a quest to find the missing Toa Nuva. When the Order of Amaja-Nui declared war on the Brotherhood, the Makuta continued to use these powers to guard their fortresses from surprise attacks. Once Makuta Pterodax took over the Matoran Universe, he used the robotic suits to capture many of the inhabitants within the universe and transfer them to Metru-Nui for work. At one point, the Exo-Toa were able to ambush a group of rebels led by Toa Nuva of Fire, Tahu, on the barren island of Karzani. However, these robots were later defeated by the sudden appearance of Toa Nuva of Earth, Onua. When Makuta Pterodax fought against Amaja-Nui on Barra Magna, none of the robots were deployed on the planet despite the ongoing conflict. Once Pterodax was killed in the battle, the Exo-Toa were released from the Makuta's control. The new society, formed after the battle, planned to put these robots to use, though their main role in this new world is yet unknown.
If you'd like to see more tales, check out our channel and our videos. Thank you so much for watching. This is the way of the Bionicle.